Hello, I'm Envy and welcome to EnvyCo Gaming. Now, I've recently been requested to put together a video looking at the basic controls and commands that can be used during the game. So that's going to be the focus on this video. So I'll join you in the game in a few seconds and I hope you find this one useful. So I've just loaded into Shroud of the Avatar into a little village called Kingswood. And as I said, I'm going to go through some basic controls which some people might not actually be aware of. I'm restricting this to the most useful controls I can think of. You can get a full list of controls by pressing escape, going to controls, and you can see the whole list there, which you can customise yourself. But I'll be adding to this a few little shortcuts which you actually type into the actual chat itself. So let's start off by talking about things like running. Now, as you can see, when I start moving around, it's a standard run. If I actually want to turn that into a sprint, I can just double tap forward. And as you can see, I then move into a sprint. You'll see my focus bar beginning to drop, and drop very quickly. So you can't actually keep this up for that long. And you can just take your finger off the button and go back to normal walking. There's also a toggle between this gentle jog, I'll call it, and really slow basic walking, and that is the slash button which is next to the numlock key. So if I press that, you'll see I go through a very, very slow walk. I suppose people might want to use this for RPing, that kind of thing, but I have to say, I don't think I'm going to use it that much. It's just a little bit too slow for me. And you press it again to go back to your standard jog, like that. Also, if you press the numlock key, you'll actually start to move around without having to press your W key at all. You can just scan around by right clicking your mouse and moving around that way, so you don't even have to touch any of the keys. Press numlock again to toggle that off, like that. So that's some of the basic running around and walking. It's also worth noting that if you're in combat mode, which you can do by pressing Z, you can double tap your left, right and backwards and you actually do a roll, like that. And backwards, there we go. Now, this is quite useful if you want to drop down from quite a height, because as we all know, if you fall off something, you take a fair amount of damage and you could, well, kill yourself in game. If you do a roll off a great height, you don't tend to do much damage at all. In actual fact, in a previous release, I basically did a roll off a cliff and I took no damage. Normally you would just die straight away. So we'll just try this now. Well, it doesn't always work according to plan, because you can just fall off by accident before you roll. But if I roll like that, see I've taken no damage. Now, just to prove that, I will attempt to get back onto this rock by holding space for a long time and doing a bigger jump. There we go. And I will just try and jump off here normally. No, I didn't take any damage there either. Let me see if I can find a greater height to roll off. And can I get to the roof of there, I wonder? I bet I can. Let's see if I can go up to the roof of here and roll off and see if I take any damage, because we all know that if you fall off the top of a building like this, you will probably die. So let's just give this a whirl. I'm not actually that good at jumping, to be honest. It's not really my thing. So I know for a fact if I fall off there, I'm going to die. So let's just try and do a roll off. And there we go. I've rolled off. Absolutely no damage whatsoever. I'm not gonna show you just falling off normally just yet. I might do that right at the end of the video. But there you go. That's the rolling option to avoid damage. Now, if we turn the attention to the actual chat bar itself by pressing enter, there's a few things which you can do. We're currently in local chat. You can move to guild chat by typing /G and enter, and anything you type there will go to the guild. If you do /P, it goes to party chat, everything will go to the party. And if you do /L, it goes back to the local chat. So that's a quick way to go through the different modes, so to speak, for talking to people. You can also do a /W followed by a name, such as Endico Gaming, comma, and then that will send a private message to that person. So that works out quite well. And if I do /L again, whoops, you go back to the local chat. So there we go. That works. Now, something else which is worth noting is zoning. Currently you can actually zone to another player, providing they're actually in the multiplayer mode. You can't zone to them in a dungeon unless you're in the party, but if you do /zone, and I'm just going to zone to myself just to show how this works. What am I doing? Endico Gaming, that's it. And press enter. It'll go back into the map building load screen, and what you'll do is you'll actually appear in exactly the same position as the person you zone to when you actually type the zone command. Now this is really good for fast travel, getting into groups and all that kind of thing. It's not something which is going to stop in game for that long. I believe the developers have already said they will be removing it because they don't like fast travel of that kind of nature, and it's open to lots of exploits, certainly when it comes to things like PvP. So the other commands I was going to mention is things like your emotes. Now you can always press O and you'll see your full emote list, and you can just double click those if you want, and do that kind of thing. Or you can just type / and then type the emote in, such as sit, and there you go, you just sit down. So if you're good at remembering what all your emotes are and your popular ones, and you don't want to have to open up an interface and mess around there, you can just type them in onto the main chat bar by doing / followed by the emote, and you can do whatever you like. So the last thing I was going to show in this was, it's another little I'm not quite sure how I'm going to describe this, because normally if you get stuck in a game like this due to scenery obstructing you and you can't move anywhere, if you use a stuck option, it'll move you a couple of feet. Now at this moment in time, it doesn't just move you a couple of feet, it'll actually move you to the beginning of the scene. So if I type /stuck, and I'll appear right at the beginning of the scene for a very quick exit. Now that's actually really useful, because if you're doing a quest or something, you don't want to be running around, certainly in the larger towns, you can go and talk to the person you need to talk to, use /stuck, and you'll immediately jump to the beginning of the scene so you can move on a lot quicker to get on with your quest. Now, how long it stays like that, I don't know, but that's how it currently is. Now, before I go, I was going to just prove a point in terms of the rolling off the top of the building, and as I'm fairly sure this will probably kill me, I'll do this now. So I find the same build, I think this was it. Find the front of it, wherever that is. I think I've gone all the way around it. It's a bit foolish. There we go. So if I go up to the top again, there we go. So I do hope this actually kills me now, or at least takes loads of damage. So I'm just going to fall off here. You saw it before, I did a roll off and I did absolutely no damage. I now fall off, and there we go. A ghost. I do love the death scenes now. I like being able to see my body down there and just float around as a ghost for a little bit. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time, and I hope this has been of some use to you all. Thank you. Cheers. Bye bye.